Hey everyone, it's Julia, the Nomadic Crafter, and I hope you can see me. I've got the camera flipped the other way because I'm gonna take you on a ride with us. We're leaving this spot and I want to take you on the drive. We're heading to Borrego Springs, the town, because I desperately need to do some shipping and get online. And one thing I realized is if I'm going to have a van life and do any traveling, there's no way I can keep up with this stuff without my own Wi-Fi. Not only the YouTube videos, but my stores. I went back to my store. I got online Monday at the library, and the library in Borrego Springs has the fastest internet in the world. They just built a giant new library in this teeny little town. So, and it's on even when they're closed. So if you ever come out here and you need a library, head on over there. But I went Monday and I was so like, there were like 5 messages in my store. A lady had ordered 2 pairs of pants and some bell sleeve tops, and she was asking for the address to send them to, and she kept saying hello. And another guy needs his customs form number to track his hat in Oman, whatever country that is, somewhere cool. And I just, I had like the 5 videos to upload, so I just can't keep up without Wi-Fi. So I think since I can do it month by month, I'm going to get myself Wi-Fi for January. Or for, not for January, but just coming up for the next month when I might be doing something like this again where I'll need Wi-Fi. So I also need to charge my computer and phone because the phone's not charging well now on the van. I may be running my battery out. So that's why we're heading to Borrego Springs. We've been here for 4 days in this beautiful spot, and so it's time to leave. Really, excuse me, I'm constantly sneezing and I'm stuffed up. It's because of the van. So yesterday I cleaned out the van a lot. The back, I had a container that was sort of busting through and a bunch of extra things that could fit in there. And so I did some reorganizing, put the old computer away until I'm ready to get the rest of my pictures off of it. I realize now you probably can't see me that way. So yeah. Anyway, Bambi's in the van. She's just acting anxious and distant and weird and insists on being in the van. So I guess she doesn't want to hang out in nature, and it's bumming me out because it's like Bambi's never satisfied. We're in the city and she's like, you're always making me wait in the van so you can run and do all these things. And then we bring her to a park, but she can't stand still because there's squirrels and dogs and I can't work there. And then so I bring her out to the wilderness. She can be outside all day while I'm working on hats or just chilling out. And now she's unsatisfied again. It's probably just because it's time to go. And I felt that from the moment we woke up. So we stayed in this one spot here with the canyon and everything. You probably can't see it. For 4 nights. And it's been really awesome. I gathered up a bunch more firewood, but I'm not going to make a fire. So we'll just leave it for the next people. Time to move on. What we're going to do is Borrego Springs, and then we're going to head towards the Salton Sea, where it's still part of the desert park, Anza Borrego. We'll find a place to camp, and then tomorrow we can check out the closest part of the Salton Sea. I've always wanted to go there, but I really don't have enough gas to like go all around or go to Slab City or anything like that. After that, we'll probably head back. In town, I'm also going to get water, dog food if I can find it, cooking fuel if I can find it, cheese if I can find it. So yeah, and it's been a couple days. It's Thursday, so we last were there Monday, and I'd rather just stay out here. I have plenty to do. There's some more organizing. I have hats to make. I have photos to edit, but we need to go back into town. So it's hard to stay out in the wilderness when you are working online if you don't have Wi-Fi. I wanted to tell you real quick, I sort of had the most wonderful New Year's, which started for me on the 30th, because the morning of the 31st is the day that Pai Mei dog died 2 years ago. So, I pulled out a picture in her fur and planned on just thinking of her all day and looking at the picture whenever I pass by it and just being with Pai Mei. And I even invited her and Nesta on walks with Bambi and I in spirit. And I felt like she was there with me for the day. And as I sat out in my chair in the morning, I began to process things. And of course, Pai Mei's anniversary of her death made me teary-eyed. So let's see, that would be this is the 31st I'm talking about now. And I just sat there and had a lot of emotion, and I began to process a bunch of different things. And it was kind of the coolest thing, because I was doing this processing. I don't know if I've ever done it like this before. And I just was emotional about Pai Mei, and I started to process that and really get into the thoughts about my guilt, the feelings of my guilt about it, and let myself be guilty and let myself cry and let myself apologize for it. And then what I did is I forgave myself for anything that I had done wrong. And after acknowledging the stupid mistake of not bringing her in for her, when I first saw the UTI, that may be why she died ultimately, which she may have anyway. I acknowledged where it was stupid. I acknowledged where I was guilty, and then I forgave myself. And then I went to another one, and I began to look at the whole year, but not 2019. I was looking at 2018, because I still had not processed everything that had happened, and that was just such a big year for me. It was the year that Pai Mei dog died. Let's see, 2017 and 2018. But it was also the year that I spent 6 months in court with this crazy lady in Asheville who accused me of all of these things that I didn't do. But in that state, when someone does that, they require you to go to court and resolve it. And I would like to do the whole story for you, the hell that I went through in 2000. God, I was so confused, because Pai Mei died the last day of 2017. So it was 2017. I was sort of processing that year. We had come to Asheville. We had been there for a while. I had met a friend who ended up being a narcissist, the old man. And then Pai Mei and I had gone down to Charleston to get the van registered and came back up. And I took all these photos of her, and she was exquisite, and her fur was full and everything. And then in July, I had the argument with this lady that ended up in 6 months in court. And it's just how the laws work in North Carolina. I'll tell you about it. And 2 weeks after the last court date, Pai Mei suddenly died. And just the whole thing. And then going into Charleston and immediately almost immediately picking up a couple jobs and having those not work out. So I started processing these things one by one. And as it came forward, I was like, yeah, I would acknowledge where someone had really breached upon my boundaries, trampled upon my spirit, really was not good towards me in a really unfair and unjust ways. And I really acknowledged that indeed had happened to me, and why energetically I keep having this pattern of this same sort of thing happening. And I acknowledged all that, and then I would forgive the person. Then I would forgive this woman. And I did. I forgave her. And then I forgave myself. And then I processed this friend of mine, this narcissistic male older friend of mine, who is where we were staying when Pai Mei dog died. And I was sewing there and going to court dates. Everything that happened between us, which it wasn't any kind of intimate relationship or anything like that, but he was a true narcissist. And some of the things he said to me, and how it took me so long to figure it out, and how I kept going back as a codependent and processed all that and forgave him and forgave myself. So I just went through this process, and I cried and cried, where I really cleaned out a lot of old stuff. And it was this quiet, peaceful place of privacy, finally, that gave me the space to do that. And I almost did a video during it, and I was crying and everything, but I didn't want to stop the process, because as each emotion came up, I felt it. And that's the key to it, is to really feel it and go, what is this feeling, and what am I upset about? What happened that upset me? What was wrong about that? What was my part in it? And then go, yeah, I acknowledge you were totally a witch. And you know what? I forgive you. And I forgive myself, not only for anything I might have done to contribute to that, but for getting myself in that situation. And I just forgive myself for being an idiot, because that's the feeling you have I have all this shame and feeling like a retard about the things that happen in my life, taking it so personally, taking it upon myself as if it's my fault. So I acknowledge just all of those feelings, and it feels like there's been a clearing out of some of this old trauma. This is all trauma. I even went back to my ex-boyfriend, who was the last real boyfriend I had, and started to think about, before that, did I have a bunch of narcissists in my life? Was there a pattern of this kind of thing? And there really wasn't. So I think in my relationship with him, there was narcissistic abuse, and that I came out of that really with a different energy that began to attract these really negative, codependent and narcissistic situations into my life. Now, before that, I did recognize there was still the scapegoat phenomenon that I have, which I've explained before in my video, Codependency and Rejection. But I went through some of those old feelings too, and all of that was really good. This place has been really healing, but now I feel like we got to go. One more thing that I realized about my name change and the fact that my mother never finished changing my name legally. And that all has to, there's the beginning of the dysfunction there. My family growing up with my mother and that whole thing. My sister's a narcissist too, I've realized. And I'm not just calling people's names. I mean it. I believe it. Anyway, I realized my court date for my name change is January 30th. And that's the day that my mom died in 1985. January 30th. That's the court date I have for my name change. I couldn't believe it when I realized it. You know, nothing's really coincidental. Everything's interconnected and causal, cause and effect, karma. What a trip. All right, so I'm going to put it on pause so I can put the camera in front of the van. I'm going to show you us pulling out of this spot and heading out onto Borrego Springs Road towards Borrego Springs. I might end the video at any time. So I just want to thank you for watching the video. I wanted to give you an update. So we've been gone for like 4 days. So I figured I was going to the fastest internet on the planet in this library in this smallest of towns and go ahead and make a video and upload it for you and let you know we're all right. It's been wonderful just cooking all of my own meals, hanging out, crocheting. Oh, and I realized if I ever want to empty the entire van or do anything, this is the perfect place to come. In a spot like this, I could empty the entire van. So I didn't need to do that. I kind of wanted to do that, but one of the things I'm going to do when we get back is a rechargeable vacuum, and that's it. A handheld, that's it. We're getting one. I cannot live with all this dust and fur again, or from now on. All right, so that's when we get back. Wi-Fi, a vacuum for the van, and a shower for both me and Bambi. All right, I'm going to set this camera up in the front now. Thanks for watching our video. And one last view, even though the sun is probably going into the shot. Yeah. But, oh, that's the beautiful canyon. And this is our beautiful spot. I guess I should probably close this door, huh? There's all our trash. My old computer case. I'm letting go. Here, let me pause it. Okay. Here we go. Thank you, sacred site. I'm gonna back up. Hi, Bambi. Bambi's getting happy again. Yeah, Bambi's been like acting all unhappy and like anxious. It's freaking me out. So it's really hot today, and not so cold last night, and that was nice. See, I've never driven through here. Maybe I'll back up. All right, we can make it this way. So that's the thing. If you're gonna come out here, you gotta go on these dirt roads and make sure that you're not on one where you're gonna get stuck in the sand, which on our way to Borrego Springs before, or no, we were just checking it out part way. I almost got stuck in the sand in a spot we were checking out. So you gotta be careful. But there's all these spots just off the main road. It's a little pull out, or it's a pull out that has a road and goes back. And you gotta go during the daytime to figure out what's back there. And this is our little road. I feel like this has been our house for 4 days, our home for 4 days. And it has been. It's so awesome that you can just come back here and park. We haven't seen hide or hair of a park ranger. Of course, they make me sad because I wanted to be one. But one of the reasons I'm not, to answer your question questions is just one reason. It's sort of a good old boys club, I realize. It's not made up of a bunch of hippie earth mamas like it was in college at Humboldt State or in the Redwood Parks up there. It's a bunch of good old boys. They're up there too. The whole system is a good old boy system. That's one of the reasons I'm not a park ranger. But anyway, so this is the road going out. This has got to be one of the best pullouts and parking spots in this whole park. So beautiful. And the road's good too. So there's another spot I wanted to check out called the pullout's called Quartzsite, I think. Quartzsite Canyon or something. Oh, and by the way, I'm not going to Quartzsite. I'm not going that far. I'm not going somewhere where I can't do videos. I don't want to be with 100,000 people. I think we need to have regional RTRs now. All right, here we go. Thank you, Spot. Hopefully the camera will stay there for a bit and that you can actually see some stuff. So yeah, that was really wonderful. Got to go to work now. Hopefully camp out again tonight. Anza Borrego is an amazing place. We've only explored some of it, just the part off of Highway 78 or Road 78 or whatever. But it's really beautiful here, and we've really enjoyed our stay. So when we come out of Borrego Springs, there's again more of the park that we can park in. And I'm just feeling a little bit unsure of what I'm doing, how much longer I want to stay out here, if I want to go to the Salton Sea or head back to San Diego. The food and everything is really expensive in the little town. So, oh, such a cool pull off here, but it's too dangerous to pull off right there, like that. Anyway, yeah, hanging out here and then having to go buy really expensive stuff. Gas is $4.59 a gallon. The natural dog food was $15.99 for 3.5 ounces, and the little small bag of pedigree was $8. So I got her some wet food and just spread out the dry food with the wet food. Oh, here's a view. So again, this is on the way to Borrego Springs. Got anything to say, Bambi? I'm trying to close the windows actually because it's so loud. But off to my left, the mountains that you see there continue. They're absolutely amazing. But if I move the camera, I know what'll happen. I won't be able to put it back. Right here. Really, really beautiful. There's a bunch of cars coming. I gotta focus. Ooh, I'm going way above the speed limit. Slow down. So Bambi looks happy again. It has been so nice to get out here, and let me just re-emphasize how quiet and peaceful it was once we got that spot away from the road. I'm speeding again. Yeah, it's really soothing to the soul, I must say. There's a lot of travelers out here, and a lot of dune buggy riders and stuff like that transporting their dune buggies around. So we're getting ready to take the left here, up here, to Borrego Springs. But yeah, we also went all the way to Otillo Wells, just sort of driving. That was like Monday or Tuesday or Sunday or something. I'm losing track of the days at this point. Oh, those mountains. So this is a nice new paved road. Wonder what it was like before. And we'll go a little bit further and then I'll pause it till we get to some other stuff to see. Apparently the road going towards Salton Sea has these giant cliffs, mountains sort of. I don't know what she was saying, rock faces. I was talking with the gas station attendant. Look at this road. Whee! See, this is what I was imagining all those years I was on the East Coast. This type of road right here. Just going into the desert, one road, mountains in the background, nobody around, and I'm getting it. And I also feel like I've dried out from the south a bit, which I really needed. Absolutely. Bambi's happy again. Yay! So I was getting this feeling this morning it was time to go, and she was acting all weird like it was time to go. She kept wanting to go in the van and hang out in the hot van during the day. I mean, come on. If that's not a sign, I don't know what is. But yeah, no hide or hair of park rangers or police. I saw a policeman pull over someone, but that was it. So yeah, we've been really good here. Oh, there's a policeman right there. Hi. Oh no, that was a park ranger. All right, a little bit more and then I'm going to pause it so you can see a little bit of Borrego Springs. Another little town, and the first thing I felt when I got there was like, I went into the little grocery store. I was like, another little town. I don't know if San Diego's ruined me for little towns, but just this feeling of, okay, now we're leaving the park. Outskirts of Borrego Springs. Just the feeling of, oh, the little town where it's all the same people. You got your 3 major drunk people, and then the older crew, and then the younger crew, and then, you know, you can't date anybody because everybody there's already dated someone there, and there's all this history, and you know that girl won't like you, and all that small town stuff. I think I'm over it. Like, I just don't know about that anymore. All right, I'm gonna pause it till we get more into the town so you can see some of it. All right. All right, so we're closer to the center of town, and I just wanted to show you a little bit of the residential area here. It'll be on your left, some houses before we get to the main part of the town. Shoot. So, yeah, you can't really see them, huh? So there's some houses over there. Okay, we're coming into the center of town now, surrounded by really beautiful mountains, especially on the left. And of course we passed the iron statues of horses and dinosaurs and stuff, but of course you can see that in any video online. Coming up to this circle that's right in the center of this little town called Christmas Circle. So this is Borrego Springs, the town. And I imagine it's going to get a lot more crowded around here coming up. Look, there's some travelers. What? And they have my... Oh, yeah. Well, never mind. So, yeah. This is it. The biggest part of the town, as far as I could find, is where we're coming up to next. This video only has 5 more minutes left on it, so that's why I'm sparing in my showing you of what's going on here. Oh! Get the sun in your face. So there's the Art Institute. And a few restaurants, liquor store, post office, grocery, little tourist town. But we're going to the library. People hanging out already. So there's more travelers here today than there were Monday. Today's Thursday, so I guess everybody's coming out. I'd like to get out of here before the weekend. All right, where is it? Where is it? I think... trying to remember where the library is. There's some apartments there. Yep, not back here. Or is it? No. Hold on. So here we are. Oh, is what I wanted to show you, this really awesome library here. What a great service, especially to all the travelers. Look at this place. I'll show you. Look at that. Brand new giant library with awesome Wi-Fi. Gotta find a place in the shade for Bambi because I gotta go to work. Excuse me, sir. Right. So we have a dog right next to us. I'll try and show you this. Be right back.
I don't know. He's fonder of them. Thank you. Bye-bye. Is that a Malinois?
Oh, yeah, she's a Malinois mix. Here. So, yeah, that man had a Belgian Malinois in his vehicle. He was asking me about it. But there's the awesome library they built. And this is sort of the back of the mall. Just a series of little stores here in Borrego Springs. The beautiful mountains. So, I really need to get in there and get to work. I need to go make copies of a hat pattern. Get back in the van, go find the post office, do the shipping, come back here, get in there, charge my computer and phone, and upload the video and upload the tracking and check my stores. I need Wi-Fi. Thanks, guys, for watching my video. This is Julia, the Nomadic Crafter in Borrego Springs, California. Take care. Bye.